So guys, today I'm going to talk to you all about characters of Alchemist, and from today's lecture to onward, we are going to work on the Alchemist. If there will be any question, you guys can raise your hands or you can ask me in the chat box. It will be easier, then I will unmute you. When we talk about Alchemist, last time as we did the introduction of the novel, and we also talked about uh, the writer's intro. So today we are going to talk about what are the characters, major and minor characters of the story. Let's start with the very first one, that is Santiago. He is basically the main character of the story, whom you can call like a hero of the story or protagonist of the story. So when we talk about protagonist of the story, as I already told you guys about the protagonist and antagonist when we were doing story elements. I think at that moment I talked to you all, so I'm pretty sure you have idea about it. Anyways, protagonist, the main character of the story or the hero of the story. So what basically his role was, he was a very adventurous uh, kind of person, and a very young shepherd who always wanted to fulfill his dreams, and whatever uh, like he needs to do for the fulfillment of the dreams, he always try to follow that. For this purpose, he traveled from Andalusia in South Spain to the Egyptian pyramids. You know, this whole story of the Alchemist, it is surrounding around Egypt. So in Egypt, the hero of the story, he also traveled over there. And why he was traveling? Because he was trying to find out treasure, the hidden treasure that was he dreamed about, that is hidden in the pyramids of Egypt. So during that, he learned a lot of lessons about the life, and Santiago is also shown as in a dreamer and a seeker. Sometimes, you know, some people, they just try to only focus on the dreams, but they never try to fulfill those dreams, they never try to work on those dreams. But he was not, he dreamed about something, he tried to seek about that. So this was what he was doing. Then he stands for the dreamer and seeks. He was the seeker. He was a person who has shown the seeking of dreams, uh, how to reach a destination, and how to work on reaching a destination. So he's shown not only to himself, he has shown this to all of us. When you will read this novel, you will see that how you are going to learn about the fulfillment of the dreams. Then the second character of the story is basically the main one, the one, Alchemist itself. Alchemist is the novel's title character, and he is a very learned person, and he lives at the oasis and can turn any metal into the gold. It was his characteristics. And due to his powerful thoughts and his all these skills, he also worked Alchemist. He helped Santiago also to how to make his journey towards the Egyptian pyramids. He was a person who always, if you can see the picture I have shown you, he was a kind of person who always worked on he always, sorry, try to wear the dresses that is in the black, and rides a white horse, like to travel from the pyramids and deserts, they need a horse there. So and he always carrying a scimitar is a sword, and the philosopher's stone and elixir of life, you know, This is about like it's a liquid that is considered to cure uh, some wounds and illness, and most probably it is considered that it gives another life to people. So you always carry that. With that, it was also seen that um, he is a very skillful man, and he also understands that the why what this world's carry, what is the center of this world, what it surrounds, what is all around this world. So this was also and he was also having the importance of personal legends. So that's why Alchemist is the core character of the story. On the one hand it is the title character, on the other hand it is having lots of skills and lots of knowledge. Then we are heading towards the other character, that is Crystal Merchant. From the name and the picture you can see that a boy is standing in front of in the crystal shop. So he was a merchant who was having a crystal shop, and that was on the very top of that pyramid of that Egypt, on the hill of that pyramid. He had that shop on top of it, and his shop was once popular, but it lost its business. And he was a person who was very kind-hearted man, and he always tried to help others. And also he is shown as a very devout Muslim. But uh, being a devout Muslim, he was also having fear of the changes that was happening into the surrounding. Like you can say, the business was not running well, as once he was very famous for his business, but now he was facing a lot of problems. So crippling fear is a kind of fear uh, in which a person loses his ability to walk and talk. So he was becoming that much fearful about all these changes. And he was a person who made also a pilgrimage to Mecca. And he mm, he was also a person who also thinks about his dreams that he will never fulfill them. So that he is a character that is very opposite to, you can say, Santiago, because Santiago was a person who always run towards his dreams to fulfill them, to seek his dreams. But Tristan Merchant was totally opposite of him. He was fearful person, and he never tried to seek his dreams. Then the Englishman, from Englishman you can say, like he was a person with the with a bookish habit. He was always indulged into reading, and he loves to read. So that's why he's shown a very well educated science student who was having so much secrets about alchemy, and he was learning to become a true alchemist. So that's why he always tried to read a lot, and he always found with lots of books. And he was also living, rumored he was also rumored that uh, a famous alchemist is lived at the Alfayum oasis, and that lies between the Tangier and the pyramids of the Egypt. So in between these two he was living over there, and that's due to his intellect. He was quite famous in that area. And then the next is Melchizedek. Melchizedek, or the King of Salem, he is also called. And he was a character that is anonymous old man who is in effect of power figure from the Old Testaments. And he also explains that to Santiago's that what personal legend is. He was basically taught once, I think in the previous lecture I have shown you that or maybe I haven't talked about. There is a quote that you will see into the novel, where he is going to talk to about Santiago about how to become personal legend and how to follow the dreams. So he also taught these things to Santiago, the main character of the story. And apart from these, he always tried to help the people and convince them towards their own fate, towards their own destiny, uh, how to bring their own destiny, or how to work onto it. And he was also appears to having some kind of magical powers. uh, Magical powers are possessed uh, through his appearance. Basically, he looks like that kind of person, but he was a person who was a very keen observer. He who was having very yeah. Another main character of the story, the beautiful girl, that is Fatima, and a very young woman who lived in the desert. And she's also called as a desert woman, and she's an Arabic girl. Oh my god. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me to talk about again. I was talking about basically Fatima. Fatima was shown as in a beautiful Arabic girl who lives in the oasis. She was discovered in the novel when Santiago moves towards the oasis, and there he found Fatima, who was filling her water jug from the well of oasis. And at that moment, he fell in love with her. And later on, he talked about his dreams with the girl he talked him like he is moving towards the pyramids to find out the treasure. When he found all these, when she found all these quests in from Santiago, she just not tried to take a back, but she tried to support him. So she, even though she knew is going to love, he will leave this place. So instead of not supporting him and keeping him to stay here, convincing him for it, she tried to support him, and she said to him even if your dreams are taking you away from me, you can go, whatever you wanted to achieve, whatever you wanted to follow, you can go for it. And through these few points, the writer has shown Fatima a very true lover, selfless lady, and unconditional, who does not, who is supporting her lover at any point, but no matter whatever the situations are. So these kind of characteristics are shown to her, though she was a very beautiful girl. Then Gypsy, another character of the story, is shown that is living in Tarifa. And Tarifa, you can say, is a Spanish municipality that is located in the southmost of the peninsula. So, a place very, you can consider it like that. So, this lady was living over there, and she was a lady who always tried to tell people about their dreams. So, she was an interpreter of the dreams, and she can also read the hands of the people. And she she always try to use the black magic iconographics. Through that, she interpret whatever is coming to them. So a fortune teller is also, you can call her. But she was also keeping the images of Christ, so that means she was not a Muslim. Then you can move towards the camel driver. Camel driver, if you can see the picture of the camel driver, this he is the, who is also called the camel herder, who was a very prosperous farmer, and having a very valuable orchards, and with wiped out by a flood. So he basically lost his all the whatever the treasure he was keeping in the form of fields and crops. And this has forced him to work on a new line of work. So he started work and for another thing. And for it, uh, like he was making a journey in the for the pilgrimage from Mecca, and towards Mecca, sorry, and lives his life to all about his life, what he was basically now, why he was traveling into this journey. Then the tribal of chieftain of Al Fayoum. He was a very strict and ruthless tribal chieftain. So who was a very selfish person, and who was having his own life, and that life was consist of all the luxuries. And he was a person who enforces Al Fayoum's status as a neutral ground. Like he wanted to keep his own hoard into that ground as well. So, and believes that in his dreams he was he always tried to follow his dream, whatever he is going to see, he always try to follow the it, and he always try to believe on it. So strong believer of the dreams he was, and omens as well. Then yes, the other character of the story is about the merchant's daughter. Merchant's Daughter was a very, no, I'm not playing some kind of piano. I think let me to set the setting of it. Okay. Sorry, Talha. So we were talking about the merchant's daughter. Merchant's daughter is shown a very beautiful and intelligent girl who was buying some wool from the Santiago. And she is shown, her character is basically prominent due to her raven haired appearance. Then the monk is shown as he was considered as a welcoming Coptic monuments of Egypt, and the merchant is shown as a man who was buying some wools, but he was having some trust issues in that trade. So what he said to the Santiago that I have a fear of being cheated. So that's why when you are just going to shear the wool from the sheep, I wanted to make it in my own presence. So merchant was showing some of his uh, trust issues in front of him, of maybe Santiago is going to be dishonest, so that's why he was making a deal with him. Then the next one is Santiago's father. A very kind person is shown into it, but a person who was not having any like desire towards traveling, towards adventures. So he, though on the one hand he was supporting his son for his dreams to follow, but on the other hand he wanted him, instead of finding this treasure, wanted him to become a good shepherd. Sometimes parents have a desire. So this was the same character that is shown as in Santiago's father. So although he was pouring his blessing to Santiago to when he was moving for the journey, then some of the minor characters are young man. A young man is a scam artist, lives in the Tangier, who speaks Arabic and Spanish. Then the candy seller is there, a place. So he always try to sell the candies. Then the barkeep is a well planning bartender is shown into this novel, and he can also speak the Arabic. Then the next is Caravan leader, the bold leader of the caravan, because this is the whole journey that revolves around the pyramids, the desert of Egypt, and he was a brave leader who was traveling. I don't know why only in your class this all is happening. आवाज आयशा आपको कैसे आएगी मेरी आवाज क्योंकि मैं तो ऑफलाइन हो गई थी. अच्छा, sorry. This is all about the characters of the story, and I haven't talked to you about future tense, so I wanted you guys to learn about future tense. Let me to share the slides of future tense, and then we will talk about it. Yes. let me to share with you future tense. So and there is a task that I will give you as well for the novel. You have introduction of the writer, you have the main character is developed now, what basically Alchemist is about. The task that I wanted to assign you guys is that you have to read 1 to 10 pages, and I will share the link of the novel as well. I will call 5 names, and those 5 people have to present presentation on the first 5 chapters. What first 5, sorry, first 10 pages, not 5 chapters, I'm sorry for this. First 10 pages, you have to read first 10 pages. Listen everyone carefully, it can be anyone. So I will choose by myself those 5 people. Those 10 chapters, the one person who has to present the summary into the next lecture, other person has to find out the important quotes and important sentences that are showing some meaning. He just or she just need to make a slide on it. Then the third person has to discuss those points into that lecture. And the last one is going to talk about the predictions, as I have talked to you. If you can see the induction, reduction, and prediction. And the fourth one person is going to talk about induction. Fifth one is going to talk about the prediction of the novel. So in this way, you have to prepare your slides and you have to come towards me. Okay. Yeah, fourth one person has to make induction and deduction based on those points.
Okay.
Clear now? And fifth one person has to make a prediction on those points about the novel. Is it clear?
Okay, ma'am.
Got it? This is the task
Yes.
that 5 people have to do. I will announce the names of the 5 and you have to do it accordingly.
So, ma'am, when will you announce the names?
Today, now, don't worry. Without announcing the names, I will not leave the class.
Ma'am, I have a request.
Yes.
Ma'am, I've been ill for the last 4 to 5 days, so I have more than 4 due assignments and quizzes, and I got 3 quizzes and
Don't
assignments
worry. In this week, I'm
in
not
these 2 days.
assigning you.
Okay. So
Talha,
if,
this week I'm not assigning you. Let me
okay.
whom I'm going to assign. This week Tayyab will work on it. Mubarak is going to work on it. Then Faiza Irshad is going to work on it. And Ayman Zahid is going to work on it. Got it?
Okay. These are 4, right?
These are 4.
Yeah, Tayyib, Mubarak,
Mubarak,
Faiza, and Zahid.
Tayyab, Faiza, and who was else?
Zahid.
I just no, 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 no. There was a girl. Ayman.
Ma'am, Amen.
Okay.
Tayyab, Mubarak, Ayman. Oh, sorry. Ayman. No excuse, Tayyab. If you made any excuse about it, I will not give you a single mark on it. Uh, Nimra. Yes, this will be on Friday for your next class.
मैम निम्रा शाहिद और निम्रा सदीक.
Faria, you want to do it? Okay, Mubarak. You, who is Tayyab? You have problem. Fariha will do it. So these are the 5 people who are going to work on it.
Ma'am, you
Ma'am,
were
if you
talking
don't
about
mind, I would like to repeat the things you